We're going to keep this show short and sweet. I ain't gonna hold you. A lot happened tonight, which is very, very interesting. Okay. Now, top commenter of the day goes to Brandy because Brandy was in here first. Soon as it popped up that I went live, Brandy was in here. She was on her P's and Q's. Icy Brazy was number 2, and Donnie was number 3. Now, y'all know Donnie don't never come early. So it must have been a good day for Donnie to be in here early, okay? But he got here at number 3, so he is one of the top 3 commenters of the day. And shout out to everybody else who came in just under the gun. I mean, Sasha was right on Don's heels, but his comment came in before hers, as was Zay. And then Icy Brazy came back in again. Then Kayla was in at 8. Like they was right behind each other, one after another, motherfucking other. So it was a fun day. Anyways, I still got some stuff to post. All right. Hello to everybody. And who said change appeared? And change appeared when who said it was coming? You was not the only one that said that, sir. Taking all the credit. Me, you, Nicole, we always been saying it for months. Hello. How are you? I hope everybody had a good day. I did. I was home, getting some stuff worked out, got some podcasts recorded, and I was prepping for Raw today because I wanted to know what was going on. Now there was a lot that they was alluding to happening, but Raw was just a good show, period. Okay, to start off, to give us the beginnings and the ends. Okay, the tournament was decided. Okay, we all know who was in the tournament. If you don't know what you don't know is a lot. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and Shinsuke Nakamura. The Miz, Cody Rhodes, and Finn Balor all did a triple threat match tonight to determine who was going to end up in the semifinals for the World Heavyweight Championship. And it ultimately ended up coming down to Finn and Seth freaking Rollins. Now, why is that? Because this behemoth of a man came back like I told y'all he was. Listen, I told y'all how this was going to play out. I told y'all before Backlash that Cody was going to win and Brock Lesnar was going to keep going, and this was going to Jeddah. Why? Number one, they don't have nobody else for Brock Lesnar to go up against at Jeddah. Fight me. I don't care. It's the truth. They had nobody. Number two, that was the best booking they can go with at the moment, especially with the finish that happened at Backlash. If you didn't see it, get your ass on Peacock and go watch the rerun. Okay? Number three is just good business. Okay? Brock Lesnar and Cody have a history, clearly. Whether he attacked him out of nowhere or not makes no never mind. Brock is obviously the heel. Okay? He did what he wanted to do. Therefore, it is done. And now they're going to go to Jeddah and fight it out again. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. But the folks over there in Saudi Arabia love them some Brock Lesnar. They love them some Beast. And Brock Lesnar ain't finna give up no $1 million check. Brock Lesnar not finna give up no $1 million check. So Cody Rhodes gonna have to hold on to God's unchanging hand for him to wait to get that damn championship because it's not coming. I warned y'all that Cody Rhodes was not going to be the first world heavyweight champion. I told y'all that. Y'all was in the comments, Cody gonna be the one. It's gonna be Cody. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. You saw what happened. Okay? Okay? You saw it. Like I said. But I still said it. Sir, you would like your flowers for that? Do you want your flowers? Don't worry. I'm going to create a video with nothing but flowers falling down for you, babe. Specifically for you. Because you've earned it. You deserve it. Okay? You deserve it. You deserve it. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it, and then I'm gonna put it in here. Hold on, because I have to give Don his flowers. He gets very upset when he doesn't get them. Hold on.
Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve.
Okay. As soon as I get it finished, I'm gonna get it uploaded for Donnie so he can have his flowers. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Now, Brock Lesnar came out there in the middle of the match. Oh, thank you, Icy Brazy. I appreciate that. Please do like and subscribe if you are watching in the playback or you're watching live. Please subscribe if you are watching the video. It really, really helps. And I can get some more money. That makes me be able to dedicate more time to the stuff I need to do for this. Okay, that means better quality shit. All right, that means better quality stuff coming into the video. Okay, when I start getting paid, then better this shit go up. Okay, but anyways, Cody Rhodes was in the triple threat of the match. Okay, so there were two, like I mentioned earlier. The first one we saw was Seth freaking Rollins going up against Shinsuke Nakamura and Damian Priest. Now, this was a decent match between these three men, but ultimately, Damian Priest's biggest issue was the fact that he got his ass whipped at Backlash by Bad Bunny and Co. And that knee was all kinds of tore up from the floor up. I damn near threw up. Okay? They targeted his ass. Well, Shinsuke did. Shinsuke went after his knee, which is what you're supposed to do. Toe that knee up. It's already bent in the middle, so it's already on some big back paperclip type shit. So when this fool came out there ready to roll, old Shinsuke was like, hell no, you are not 100%, sir. I'm going to take you out at the knees, okay? And that's exactly what he did. Every time he got caught up in a little move, Shinsuke said, bitch, get your punk ass out of here. You can't stand up straight. That nigga collapsed like a deck of cards. Folded that motherfucker, okay? Now, ultimately, the match ended up being Seth Rollins' night, okay? Seth Rollins came in there with a mission. His mission is to have that goal. He wants that championship, and he ain't leaving until he get it. Now, this is a little bit premature, but I'm going to show y'all what happened next, okay? Now, we was talking about Cody Rhodes and him possibly winning this tournament, which he was the odds-on in favorite. Everybody was on Cody's side to be able to win. Finn is a hard competitor, but he's not hard to beat. And The Miz is a difficult competitor at times, but he also is not hard to beat either. So Cody Rhodes going into the match that he was going in, it was very obvious that he could have been and should have been the one who won the match. But Brock Lesnar said, no, bitch. We're not finished. We're not done. You and I have unfinished business. And he said, not a goddamn subsequent thing you've done in the last couple of days. Okay? It's going to change that. All right? He was like, what you need to do is remember my face. Look at my face. That's how he was talking. Look at my face. Put it on the wall, baby. On the wall. He said, look at my face. Look what you did. He said, you want to take credit? I'm like, technically he can. technically he can take credit for your face being bursted up. I mean, even after you went through match after match with some of our greatest competitors of all time, Daniel Bryan. I mean, you know, went up against Daniel Bryan, Seth freaking Rollins. You know, went up against John of the Cena, Roman Reigns in his prime and in before multiple times. You don't went up against everybody on the roster that's of quality, including Finn Balor, and they ain't never busted your shit like that. Can't get no money from your bitches. You busted your stitch. Your shit is fucked up, bro. They tore your ass up. He was not happy about that. He had to go home with a shiner. Gotta have to go home that ranch, put one of them steaks on there. You'd be murdering them animals. On that ranch, you had to take one of them steaks and clean that eye up, but it didn't help. They stitched you up, you know, in the bike and whatever. Your nose was still bleeding. You know, they put a little dry blood. It's like he ain't washed his ass the night before. You know what I'm saying? He came out there with dry blood still in his beard and all in his mustache and shit. It's like, damn, did you wash, nigga? Did you wash your ass before you came out there today? Because there's no reason for you to still be leaking blood right there. Not where your nose at. Oh, that's disgusting. You didn't wash that oil. You sick. You are sick, sir. You should have washed your stinking ass. Well, because of his interference and him taking Cody Rhodes out with an F5 on the table, that led Cody to not win his match. And Finn Balor capitalized and took Miz out and pretty much was able to pick up the win. Good night, baby. Yeah. He was able to pick up the win. Now, if you was paying attention, you saw it coming back. Okay? You should have been prepared. Now, Cody Rhodes is in the back, and he's pissed. You know, he had to be walked back. You know, everybody had to come out there with concern. They had Jason Jordan out there, and Adam Thickass was out there, and I didn't see Sean Daivari this time. He must not have wanted to come out there. But they had everybody else out there come out there check on them except for the medical doctor, which I don't understand. If I'm injured, send me somebody who knows something about the injury. Don't send me a motherfucker who do what I do or may have done what I did and is now injured in the back doing production. Don't send one of them out there. Send a damn doctor. Hell, send a damn priest. Send somebody to pray over me or something. You gonna send me a motherfucker who can't do nothing for me? I guess. Oh, anyway. So, Cody Rhodes is out. And he's upset and in his feelings. After a couple segments went by for Monday Night Raw, they went back there. Kathy went back there and had to do the hard task of asking Cody how he felt about Brock Lesnar costing him an opportunity. And at first, he kind of pulled, you know, Giannis. He just was like, what you mean how I feel? The obvious reason, the obvious way I feel is that I'm mad because I lost the match that I was pegged to win. This whole tournament was built to be mine. It was built to be mine. And now I'm out of the tournament. I didn't even have an opportunity to finish fighting for the tournament. He said, I've been attacked again for the second time, and I've done nothing wrong. And I'm like, well, Cody, let's not play the victim card, honey. Okay, look at the man's face. That don't look like you did nothing, baby. I'm just saying you busted your forehead. Like he busted his forehead on the motherfucking turnbuckle. But that nose and that eye, that came from you, baby. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not like, you know, he kind of laid there and just took the hits. Like y'all was out there fighting. It's called battle wounds, you know, but you did do it. Like you was out there taking credit for whooping the man's ass last night. So it's not like you didn't poke the bear. You know, you kind of did. So, well, yeah, daddy, but that's not the parent. Like you got to be smarter than that. Okay, it's your naivety that's gonna keep getting your ass whooped. All right, you got to be smarter than this. You can't tell me you didn't see this coming. All right. Now, storyline wise, we all looking at this and we like, okay, Brock Lesnar ain't finna take this shit laying down. Now, I know your motherfucking ass ain't been in the WWE for a while, but I know you've been watching the stories. So I know you know damn well that this Magilla Gorilla looking motherfucker was not going to just sit down and be like, oh, I lost that one. You know, Cody barely got through my lock, but damn, I think it's best for me to go on back to the ranch and chill out for a little while. I think that's best. No, Cody. No, that's not how that works, babe. Brian, shut up and go to the bathroom. That's not how that works, honey. That's not how it works. Okay? He not gonna take that shit lying down. He coming for your ass. And every day that you keep ducking and dodging him, he gonna come for your ass. And it's when you least expect it. You got to start paying attention. All right? You got to stop being so damn stupid. Okay? All right, let's move on from Magilla Gorilla because he upset that his face toe up. When truth be told, his face was toe up before it got beat up like this. So if we being honest, he did you a bit of a service. Because your face wasn't that nice to look at before you got your ass whooped. Okay, let's just keep it real. I'm just keeping nice and breezy around this bitch. Anyway, so the tournament was determined for the Raw side. Okay, Seth freaking Rollins went up against Finn Balor. Now, if you don't know what you don't know is a lie. Finn Balor and Seth freaking Rollins were the last two people in the tournament for the last championship that WWE brought to the Monday Night Raw brand, and that was the WWE Universal Championship. Okay, so it was just a repeat of what we saw previous years, and this time Finn Balor was not getting his shoulder dislocated in the middle of the match. And he damn sure didn't. But he sure enough caught a receipt because he put Seth Rollins in the same move that Seth Rollins did to Finn Balor that dislocated his shoulder and made him have to vacate his very first and only WWE Universal Championship belt. Okay, sir. The guys was going back and forth. They was fighting. Seth Rollins' arm was getting toe up majority of the night. But in the end, the visionary prevailed, and he is the last man standing on the Raw side of the tournament. Now, SmackDown side has yet to be determined. Hold on, y'all, because I got to get the right picture. Heard on, child. Heard on, child. It has yet to be determined because I put the girls up there. They ain't had none yet. So heard on. I was like, why that picture up there? That ain't the right picture. That ain't the right picture. Give me my right picture, honey. Okay. Hold on. Because I had to go to Twitter to get some of these pictures, child. Because they was being real stingy on TV today. I was like, what the hell? Y'all can't give us nert. Y'all didn't do nothing today. Hold tight, y'all. Because they gave us the picture for the boys on SmackDown, but they didn't I didn't get it. And I thought I did, but I didn't. Heard on, heard on, heard on, heard on. Oh my Lord. I'm just put the tournament back up there. The tournament bracket gonna go back up there, y'all. My bad. So on the other side, Brock looked like the type that don't wash. I mean, look at his face. He got dried up blood on his mustache that should have been cleaned off. Why is it there? He ain't wash his ass. Purple is a nice look for girl, but that's coming from somebody who doesn't like him in general. Welfare. On the other side, Seth Rollins' potential fight could be a big one no matter who he goes up against. He's got AJ Styles, Edge, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus. All 6 of these men could be possible contenders heading into the finals at Jeddah for Night of Champions. Now, in my humble opinion, I believe that the only 2 people who should make it into the finals, one of the only 2 people who should make it in there, in my opinion, should be Sheamus or AJ Styles. That's just me. Personally, AJ Styles hasn't competed for or held a major WWE championship in quite some time. And Sheamus hasn't held one in quite some time either. The last time Sheamus had a title of any substance was when he was tag team champions with Cesaro. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. I will take that. If I am, I will take it back and correct myself. But what I distinctly remember is Sheamus having the tag team championships, and that being the last time him holding an actual title in the E. I could be wrong though. Now, most people, if you're smart, you're going to look at this, and this is going to be a situation of Edge probably could will out in the end. He was IC champ. Okay. Edge could probably will out in the end in that triple threat, and then you could have Sheamus or Bobby Lashley will out in the end. I don't see Austin Theory beating these 2, but given Austin Theory's track record in triple threats, it is highly, highly possible that he's going to cheat and steal a win over these 2. So it's a mixed bag here as to who could go forward and challenge for this. But in my mind, you can't think by who is capable. You have to think by the booking. By the booking, it's probably going to come down to Edge. I don't see it going to anybody else. I don't see, and that to me gives guarantees that Seth fucking Rollins is going to be the first world heavyweight champion. I don't see why they would give it to Edge. He's on SmackDown. So to me, it just wouldn't work. This guarantees that Seth Rollins is going to be the very first heavyweight champion for Raw. It just does. So it doesn't matter who wins it or whatever. But I mean, and having said that, Triple H did make it clear that whoever wins would obviously be pulled over to Raw, right? I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know why I feel like it, but I feel like Edge is going to be the one to beat out AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio. And then you're going to have probably Theory going up against Edge that same night. And then Edge is going to be the final winner of the tournament for the SmackDown side. And it's going to be Edge versus Seth over in Saudi. Now, AJ Styles is pretty popular over there too, as is Sheamus. So, I don't know. Like, I'm running the scenarios through my head, but it keeps leading me back to Edge for whatever fucking reason. And I think it's more specifically because of the name he has and the pull he has and what they're probably looking for in terms of a really big marquee match. Personally, I feel like you could get an even better match out of AJ Styles or Sheamus. That's just me personally, but you know, live your best life, fams. This is an interesting thing, though. This whole title situation has caused a lot of conversation and stirred up a lot of drama, but it's in a good way. It's not in a bad way. It's in a very good way. It's so interesting how you could just make a bunch of changes in a little bit of time, and it just causes so much turmoil. Okay, so going back to it, he said he was champ. Okay, he was a champion. Damian beat him. Oh, he was US champion. Was he? Why don't I remember him? Remember that? I don't remember him being US champion. Go to bed. Don't you gotta go to dialysis in the morning? Get on. Get your ass in there and go lay down. Go lay down somewhere. Brown, go on somewhere. Go on somewhere. You've been bothering me ever since I've been in here cackling with Jared. You've been bothering me. Go on somewhere, making fun of me and stuff because I love my husband. Like why you have to go in there teasing me because I missed him? You in there talking like you miss him? I missed him. He's supposed to be here. That was word. I forgot all about that. Seth and AJ or Shamrock. That's what I want. That's what I want, but I'm thinking the way that Triple H and more specifically the WWE as a collective thinks, and more specifically how Vince thinks. And I don't know why, but my mind is going to Edge, and I can't see it any other way. I do not even remember that. Why don't I remember that? It was fresh out of the Thunderdome. Who did he take the belt off of? Who had it before Sheamus had it? It was shortly after that Mania event with Bad Bunny. It was AJ who had it before he had it? Why don't I remember? Why don't I remember any of that? Oh my gosh. I feel like I skipped the whole fucking era. Ricochet didn't have it. Ricochet didn't have it. That was 2021. Bobby Lashley and Riddle. Let me see. Theory's the current champ. Okay. Um. Wow, there's been a lot of U.S. champions. I did not. Jesus. Jesus. Jesus Christ. I did not realize it was that many fucking people. He took it off of Riddle. Okay. Now I get it. It was Riddle. It was Riddle. Oh, you're thinking AJ's gonna win the belt. Okay, it was Riddle. Watch they have Bobby or Austin win. I don't think so. I don't think neither one of them is gonna win it. No, Ricochet won it later. Ricochet has not had that title since 2019 when AJ Styles took it off of him at Extreme Rules. Ricochet has not had that title since then. When Sheamus had the title, it was 2021. Riddle won it at Elimination Chamber. He had it for 49 days, and he ended up dropping it to Sheamus at WrestleMania. And he kept it for 132 days, to which Damian Priest won it off of him at SummerSlam. And then Balor got it on Raw 191 days later. And then Theory got it after that. And then it went back to Bobby. Bobby got it again. He had it for 100 days. Seth had it for 47. And then Austin Theory got it back. Because in between Balor and Theory having it, in between Balor and Lashley, Theory had it. He had it for 75 days. And then Lashley got it back at Money in the Bank. And he kept it for 100 days. Then Seth got it for 47. Then there was a triple threat match between Seth, Bobby, and Theory, to which Theory won that title. And he's had it ever since. That's how that went down. Yes, it was Riddle. Correct. Not Trevor. That's why I don't like that belt. Yeah, Sheamus beat Riddle at Mania. Too many people have had it. A lot of people have had that championship. The IC title. Why do you want it to be the IC title? No, it's the US Championship. Ricochet had the belt for like 3 days. It was a very short stint because I remember Ricochet's stint. Ricochet had that belt for 21 days. He won it off of Samoa Joe at Stomping Ground, and Joe only had it for 19 days, if we being real. He got it off of Mysterio. Mysterio won it that year, 2019, at Money in the Bank. Samoa Joe won it on Monday, June 3rd, which was a few weeks after Mysterio got it at Money in the Bank. Rey Mysterio had to relinquish the belt back to Samoa Joe because he had a legitimate shoulder injury, so he was out. So they gave that belt back to Samoa Joe because he beat Samoa Joe in a fatal four-way. They had him, Andrade, and who else was in there? It was Samoa Joe, Andrade, and Rey Mysterio, and somebody else. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. That's when the belt got moved to Raw. Rey Mysterio then was on Raw. That was when Joe won it. Rey Mysterio then competed at Money in the Bank and got the belt from Joe. He then had to turn around a few weeks later and relinquish the title because he had that shoulder injury. Samoa Joe ended up dropping it to Ricochet at Stomping Grounds 19 days later. Ricochet only had the belt 21 days. And I remember because AJ Styles was picking at him while he was champion, digging at him and shit, and he got the belt. AJ kept the belt for 134 days. He ended up dropping it back to Rey Mysterio on a Monday Night Raw for 31 days. Andrade ended up taking it from Mysterio that same year, and he had it for 151 days. Then Apollo Crews got it on Monday Night Raw. He kept it for 97 days. Then Bobby Lashley got it. That's when the Hurt Business was created. He had it for 175 days. Then Riddle took it. He had it for 49 days. Sheamus came after him. Damian Priest, Balor, Theory, Lashley, Rollins, Theory. That's how that went. This is all for the U.S. Championship. See, I don't remember Finn having the belt. He did. I remember Finn getting it from him because he got it. It was on a Raw. It was on a Raw when he got it, and it was in Columbus, Ohio when he got it. It was right. It was on a February of last year. Matter of fact, Damian Priest was just getting ready to turn heel. He didn't turn heel until after he lost the belt to Finn. And that's when the new version of Damian Priest started to come out. Literally 18,474 folks have held that belt in 2 years. It's a mess. Why did I think it was the IC title? I don't know why you keep going there with the IC championship. It definitely was not the IC title. The IC title did not move around as much as the United States Championship did. Most people keep that IC championship longer than the US title anyway. Like they have longer stints. The shortest time I've seen, let me see, according to Wikipedia, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. The shortest days that somebody has been champion with the IC championship is 1 day, and that was Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder had it, and I believe Zack Ryder got it at a Mania or something like that. And then the Miz got it, like got it back from him like that next night. He ended up losing it. But the IC championship has a way shorter list for that title than the United States championship does. Like Nicole is right when she says a lot of people has held that US championship. It definitely has. Like that title has changed hands. It has 177 title reigns on it currently. And the Intercontinental Championship, because it's an older belt, it has 183, but it didn't change hands as many times as the US title did. Like there were some pretty long stints for some people. Like these people were having title reigns for more than 100 plus days. Like the shortest I've seen between 2006 and 2000 and well up to Zack Ryder's time of holding it is the 1 day. But before that, it was only the 14 days that Road Dogg had it and Goldust had it. That title changed hands a lot more back in the day than it does now. But she's right about how it flip flops. No, it wasn't. It wasn't R-Truth. IDK. He's never won the IC title, but that's what he's going after. He was going after last year, right? Correct. I remember the trunks more than I remember seeing Finn with the belt. I can't fathom my brain. That's because you're nasty. Um, but yes, Finn Balor did have the United States Championship. He did win it, and then he ultimately ended up dropping it. Um, okay, so we got a few little tidbits from last night. Okay, so well from tonight. Indus Sher is coming to Raw if you care. I generally don't. So live your best life. Um Gunther is gonna be on Raw next week. He's gonna debut. I don't know who he's gonna debut against, but he's gonna be there next week, which I'm very curious about because I really like Gunther. And Gunther's style of wrestling is pretty damn is really strong, and a lot of people aren't going to be able to deal with Gunther in his way. And quite frankly, if you ask me, Gunther being on SmackDown was a saving grace for SmackDown. So I don't know how they're going to recover without Gunther there, but I'm hoping they put the title on somebody with the US Championship. They put it on somebody soon who can have a long title reign that's actually worth something. All right. Now the girls have been running around trying to get a petition signed so they can get a new championship. Okay, a championship shot. Chelsea and Scarface over here was running all over the place getting people to sign the petition. Meanwhile, the tag team titles have been prepping because Damage Control has a win over the tag team champions. So it's going to be a tag team match between Damage Control and Raquel and Liv on SmackDown this coming Friday. Whoever comes out to be the tag team champions will then have to face Sonya and Chelsea next week on Monday Night Raw. So I don't know who y'all rooting for, but me personally, I need Damage Control to lose so that they can then go on and split up and do what they want to do. And Raquel and Liv can drop the titles to Sonya and Chelsea. They ain't doing shit with them. And while they've been great champions, don't get me wrong, they've defended them. They've been moving them around. They haven't been stagnant with them. Chelsea, Sonya's earned the opportunity to be a champion in some capacity, and Chelsea is just a tag along for that. But I think they would be good heel champions with the tag team championships. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do in terms of Raquel and Liv because those are two competitors right now who could be contending with Rhea Ripley very soon. But they've now put Natalya onto Rhea, which I thought was pretty smart. Natalya is a veteran in the game in the locker room. She needed to turn face. And right now, there is nobody else that is available outside of Piper and Dana, which we just saw Dana get smashed by Rhea Ripley on the show. But I'm glad they gave us new matchups and new things tonight on Monday Night Raw. While Dana was getting pummeled by Mommy, as they like to call her, I like to call her a dark elf. Natalya came out there, but Natalya didn't have no type of urgency. You know, she saw the girl. She saw the girl was in the damn riptide, and she basically was like, "Bitch, okay, I get down there when I get down there. I got my good heels on, okay? I'm not coming down there to run on there with you and do all this bullshit. I don't have time for that." Sir, homegirl, got down there. She finally let Dana go, and she looked her in her face. And of course, Dum Head decided to, call her back. They called all them back, and they decided to leave. So it looked like Natalya is gonna be the next challenger for Rhea Ripley in her title. Lord knows when they're gonna decide to switch out these titles. Hopefully they do it soon, and we don't have to keep seeing that blue belt on the Raw brand and the Raw belt on the blue brand. Maybe they'll just trade them out behind the scenes and call it a day, and we won't have to worry about that anymore. But we'll just have to wait and see. Okay. Now Shinsuke and Miz both lost their opportunities to go to Jeddah and compete for the new World Heavyweight Championship. And the Miz was bothering Shinsuke, saying that if he hadn't been on his side and they teamed up, he could have helped him and he could have helped him. Okay, they both could have helped each other. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. And Shinsuke was like, you know what? You're right. You are right. I lost today. You lost today. So how about next week is me and you, mano y mano, and we just fight it out. So now it's going to be Miz versus Shinsuke Nakamura till next week on Monday Night Raw. And of course, our favorite veteran and legend in the game, our icon Batista, has been doing amazing things when it comes to Hollywood and the movie choices he's made. He's become a phenomenal actor, and Guardians of the Galaxy is the #1 movie worldwide. They have knocked off Super Mario Brothers, which was currently the #1 movie in the world. Okay, it made 500 million at the box office. It's quickly getting ready to surpass $1 billion. And that movie was stellar from what I heard, despite Chris Pratt being in the film. Now, Chris Pratt got 2 #1 movies at the top of the mountain right now. And I know he feeling himself. Okay. But congratulations to Dave Bautista on finishing out the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise and being able to have this #1 film under his belt. I love Dave Bautista. I think he's great. Now, our resident villain girl, Miss Trish Stratus, decided to come out there, and she was the pettiest of petty queens today. This bitch came out there with a damn t-shirt on that said Becky Lynch was missing, with a picture of her after she lost her tag team championships to Raquel and Liv. And of course, she had fucking flyers. Now, ain't nobody seen Becky for a month. Becky has not been on TV for a solid month. But we have seen this witch on TV multiple times just digging at Becky, saying Becky was stealing her spotlight. She had to take Trish out and put her out to the pasture, put her out of her misery. And then she was in there going off, and she was killing the girls. I don't understand it. I would be upset if it was me. I'll be in the back like, this bitch ain't wrestled a day, ain't been on TV in years, and she get to come back and she upstaging me. I would feel like I would have a lot of work to do. Trish Stratus done come back and done showed everybody how you supposed to be a heel. She upstaging you, bitches. She really is. She upstaging you when you're acting. She upstaging you and how she performing. She upstaging you hoes. And she got you by about 20, 30 years. You hoes is really lacking. You lacking. And you letting her steal your spotlight. You letting her do it. Sonya, Chelsea, Rhonda, okay? Shayna, take notes. Okay? Sometimes being vicious does not always mean that you have to be a lethal fighter. Sometimes the weapon and the power is all in the tongue. And Trish Stratus is one of them type of bitches that will cut you deep before she even lay a hand on you. I would have whooped her ass with the way she was acting today and a few weeks ago. Now, Becky came out there and punched her dead in her shit, which is exactly what the fuck you're supposed to do when motherfuckers be playing in your face. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Now, here's where I'm having an issue. I ain't seen Lita's old ass either. And I'm looking for that hoe. I'm like, where the fuck is you at? Because your friend is out here dogging the fuck out of you. And even though Becky stood up for your punk ass, you ain't said a goddamn thing. You ain't did nothing. You ain't said nothing. Okay? Now, I'm the type of girl, me and you may not be the coolest, Me and you may not be the best of friends, but if you got my back, I'ma have yours. You feel me? Now this girl is out here getting her ass whooped, and your best friend done told the world she whooped your ass to put you out of your misery because she ain't like the fact that you was tag teaming with Becky and wasn't tag teaming with her. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. You was mad because you was left out of the fold. You was mad because you were third wheel. You was mad because you was asked to the party late. That's what it was. Okay? Now you wrong for that. You wrong. He said, now what got me is that Trish was like her dumb old baby. She don't know her colors and shape. And she was like, y'all, please, she too. Like, be fucking for real. She in her villain era is all I can say to that. Because I'm not going to let you talk about my child. I'm not going to do that. I don't give a fuck if this is TV or not. TV or not, I'm punching you in your mouth. I'm punching you in your mouth. Then we get in the back. What are you doing? We're acting. No, we're not acting, Hope, because my daughter is not a part of the conversation. You decided to bring her into it, so I decided to make sure my fist connected to your mouth to let you know the next time you talk outside of your mouth like that, I'm going to take your ass to the night water for real. That was a warning, a precursor to what your true fate will be if you continue to fuck with me, okay? Because I'm not with the shits. I'm not with it. You keep my baby out your mouth. I don't talk about your bald-headed ass kids. You don't talk about mine. Okay? I don't talk about the many children that you have swallowed in your days and age. We don't talk about mine. Keep my name out your mouth. Keep my baby name out your mouth. Keep my man's name out your mouth. You want to have an issue, have your issue with me. But just know your mouth is going to get clocked every time you say something ignorant. That's all I'm saying. So be careful. Okay? Be careful. Or maybe they about to do what they did with My Rise and have a Legends faction, but replacing Justine with Trish. I mean, pretty much, Rico. Now, the girls is fighting. Clearly, this match is headed towards Jeddah as well. And they got to be covered up when they go to Jeddah because you know they have certain rules and shit over there. But it is what it is. She said, Corey, tweet that for me. Thanks. Well, he was going to tweet it anyway. So, and his little bitch ass did tweet it. Oh, punk bitch. Oh, he's such a wet behind the ears, limey little fuck. He sure enough tweeted it with his bitch ass. They should have edited this picture with Brock Lesnar not having all that blood on his face here. Gotta make sure it's accurate. Anyways, as Trish was trolling the audience and having them play Becky's music, her music started playing again for the second time. And then she was like, it's not happening, guys. It's over. And well, Becky came in the ring. So Becky was back there. And then she socked her dead in her shit. And then she threw her ass across the ring. And Trish rolled out in her stilettos and was running bike. And the girls was ready. So I imagine that within the next couple of weeks, we are going to get Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch at Night of Champions. All right. Now. Or they're going to have Lena choose whose side to be on. I don't really care whose side she on. It don't really matter. I was just talking shit to be talking shit. Now, there's a few things set up for Night of Champions already. Okay. We already know that Seth freaking Rollins is heading over there for a big paycheck, as is Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. But what we don't know is whether the girls are going to be going over there fighting besides Becky and Miss Trish Stratus. This will be Becky's second time facing the legend in Saudi if they fight at Night of Champions. Glad you're keeping count, babe. Um, let me hurry up. I got a couple more minutes to get this finished. Sir, we had a couple matches tonight. Otis went up against Mustafa Ali, to which Mustafa Ali got the win due to the fact that Otis's camp is not on the same page. Maxine is constantly undermining Chad, and Chad is constantly trying to get rid of Maxine. Both of them are telling Otis what to do, and Otis is getting confused. This caused a massive distraction for Mustafa and allowed him to be able to pick up the win. That was not the greatest thing in the world, but it happened, and well, Mustafa got a win. That's all that mattered. Now, Nikki Cross was on the show, and Zoe Stark had her first match of the night. For the most part, it was pretty even between the two women, but Zoe Stark was able to get the best of Nikki, and therefore, Zoe won her first match on Monday Night Raw. So we saw a couple debuts today, and a couple people showed up, like Imperium. Ludwig and Giovanni were showing up to warn everybody that the General was coming next week. They're kind of like town criers, the precursor to the death coming to the show. And well, they were trying to notify everyone, and unfortunately, the tag team champions were caught in the crossfire. They kept interrupting and being rude and disrespectful, and that in turn was accusing Kevin and Sammy of being disrespectful to them, not wanting to listen to them boast and brag and jaw and scream about the ring general coming to Raw next week. So this led to a match between the two teams, which was a very good match. Lasted quite a long time, if we're being honest. Ultimately, though, they were able to get the best of Imperium, and the tag team champions prevailed over Giovanni and Ludwig. Now, what else did we get? We got the second match. Like I said, Seth Rollins. What else did we get? I'm missing something. Oh, Austin Theory. Okay. So after Rhea Ripley had her match with Dana Brooke, and she had her stare down with Natalya, there was a match between fucking Dominic and Xavier Woods. I'm sorry. Xavier Woods and Dominic had a match, and it was a pretty decent match. More specifically on Xavier's side than it was on Dominic's. There were some points in the match where Dominic actually was doing pretty well. I really wish he would stop doing the Three Amigos, though. He doesn't execute them properly because he can't really swivel his hips over like he should. And every time he does it wrong, the camera cuts away from him. I really think that that's a move that he should be practicing on the daily so that it is executed effectively. And he's not just doing it and being haphazard and lazy with it. If you're going to take the moves from your Uncle Eddie, then at the bare minimum, execute them properly. And if you're going to put your own spin on them, that's fine. Just execute the move properly because you're just not spinning your hips enough. And it's getting embarrassing. It looks embarrassing. It looks haphazard. It looks lazy. Therefore, it is lazy. I'm sorry to tell you. For the most part, Xavier had this match won, but of course, Rhea Ripley interfered and cost Xavier his match against Dominic, which was completely unfair because the referee saw her pull this man out of the ring. She should have been thrown out, plain and simple, and she wasn't. So it is what it is, I guess. This led to a roll up to which he used Xavier's tights to maintain the pin, and Xavier was able to lost this match against Dominic, while Dominic and Rhea Ripley was getting their Joker on and just smiling and laughing their way out. Overall, Monday Night Raw was a fun time. It was a good show. It had nice flow. There wasn't a lot of bumps along the way. You saw what was happening. New feuds are being set up. A lot of feuds are going to be finished out at Night of Champions, and we're going to have a new champion crowned in a few weeks. This week marks, by Friday, this will be 2 weeks ahead of Night of Champions. We'll be on 2 weeks. Right now, we're 3 weeks away from Night of Champions. So they don't have time for a really long, drawn-out tournament, which is why they're doing it the way that they're doing it now. Everything will be decided at least 2 weeks before the show, and you'll have time to build a feud between the final two competitors of each side of the tournament, and then we will decide who's going to be the champion and who isn't. And then we'll move forward from there, because then Money in the Bank has to be booked, and that's going to be a fun time. So we've got some things going down the pike that's going to be quite fun. I can't wait to see how it's all going to play out. So tomorrow, a cool thing is happening on NXT. One more thing that happened on Raw. We got to see the Way together again, which I thought was so cute. The Way was together again, and everybody was loving it. And Dexter was there as well. It was a very cute moment. We really like that. We really like that. So Indy showed up on Raw. Everybody had a chance to show up on Raw except for JD McDonough. We didn't see him, but probably next week he'll show up on Monday Night Raw. But next week, this coming Tuesday, the NXT Women's Championship Tournament is happening. Okay. Now, this is the interesting part. These brackets are set up very interesting, because one would have to say, okay, looking at the competitors and how this is set up, you probably already know how this is going to go, right? Right? Now, I think Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez will will out over Gigi and JC Jane. If they don't, then we're going to be stuck with watching Gigi and JC fight it out again before heading into NXT Battleground. Either way, I feel like they're going to make a third match between the two of them, whether they do it in the Women's Championship Tournament or not. Okay? Now, what could happen is Gigi could be the first one to compete against Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton makes it to the end due to JC Jane coming in and costing her the match. The same thing could happen with JC in her match with Roxanne Perez. Now, on the other side of the bracket, it's a little bit more interesting to see. Lyra's going up against Kiana James, which I think that's going to be a really good fight. And Fallon is going up against Cora, which is even more interesting. Now, if we're going to go by the way WWE usually books things, the people who have the most animosity for each other in these matchups right now are Fallon and Kiana and Gigi and JC Jane, which would lead to those two on either side of the bracket going into the semifinals. Now, if we leave it that way, I would say Kiana would probably will out over Fallon, and Tiffany Stratton would probably will out over Roxanne Perez. If it comes down to Kiana and Tiffany Stratton, I would much rather prefer that Kiana James had the title rather than Tiffany Stratton. I've said this time and time again. Giving that championship to Tiffany is like giving it to Mandy Rose all over again. While yes, Tiffany can provide you with quality on the match side, her mic skills and her shit is just ass. I hate it. I don't want to watch it, and I'm not going to if they give her that title. However, this could play out in a multitude of ways. All right. You can have Roxanne go end up being the one to go towards the end, or you can have Lyra go towards the end in the end. I don't think Fallon's going to make it past the semifinals if she gets past Cora Jade, and that's no shade to Fallon, but I just don't see her getting to Battleground to be the one of the final people to compete. Not right now. I feel like Fallon got a little bit more grunt work to do to get there. IDK, I think JC might cost Gigi. I'm thinking that too, Don, and I hate that. I really do. Because I feel like that does not need to be a match at Battleground. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see them fighting anymore. I'm sick of it. It's like they don't know when to cut it off. They don't know when to cut it off. And I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. It's so annoying. It's like, Jesus, can we get a fucking break here? Just a small break. I just want to be able to just watch the show without having to listen to you talk shit about her brother, and then Gigi turn around and talking about she's fighting for you and she's fighting for her brother and she's gonna destroy you because you're talking about. I'm sick of it. No, shut the fuck up, both of you. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear Cora J's punk ass mouth either. I don't want to hear it. You talk a big game, but your ass be getting your ass whooped in the ring, and you be winning off of the skin of your fucking teeth. It don't matter if you face or heel. You are just fucking You are messy in the ring. Messy. I have yet to see you be clean in the ring and actually have a decent match where it's fun to watch. Cora is not a favorite of mine in this match. I don't want to see Gigi Dolan and JC Jane in this match, although I understand that JC's a decent wrestler. Mike wise, she's solid. Don't have a problem with that. Tiffany Stratton's not a person I want to see win, but match wise, I wouldn't mind watching her compete for it. Roxanne got to tighten up a little bit on the microphone. Match wise, I wouldn't mind seeing her compete for it either. If I had my choice and I was deciding who was going to will it out to the end, all the way to Battleground Finals. Okay. I say put Kiana over Valkyra. Put Kiana over her. Put Cora over Fallon. No shade to Fallon, but Cora just has a bigger heat draw for her. So put her over Fallon. Let it be Cora versus Kiana. You can have old boy from Briggs and Jensen come out there and cost Fallon or cost Kiana this match since Kiana was treating him like shit, and then have Cora make it to the finals. And you can have Tiffany Stratton make it to the finals, and then you can decide who's going to win. It could be between Tiffany and Cora. That's where my mind is going. They very well could give it back to Roxanne because Roxanne hasn't been pulled up. I thought Roxanne definitely was going up after Stand and Deliver. She was one of my top picks to go up. I don't know. This bracket is really, really, it's like super stacked, but it is really balanced. And I kind of wish they would have put JC Jane on the other side of the bracket so it wouldn't be so fucking obvious, But it's so obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's so freaking obvious. I don't know, y'all. Tell me what y'all think in the comments because I'm finna go in like 5 minutes. Back. Oh, my bike. My bike is killing me. What y'all think? Anybody got no comments? Okay. Well, if you're wondering, Battleground is right after Night of Champions on Sunday, on the 28th. So it is also in 3 weeks. And that's all we got. We's got nothing else. I appreciate y'all for coming here, listening to me rant and rave, and holler at the screen, child. It's so much fun. Okay? I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Honestly, I feel like they might do the obvious, but it's hard to think of other options. They could have went about it another way. I mean, they could have had people compete to be in the tournament, if we being fair. And they could have had more people competing in that tournament. Lash Legend could have been in there. They could have had a lot of people going for that title. Even if they didn't win, they could have had more people compete for that title. But what they did was they took all the top girls in NXT right now that are eligible to compete, and they're going to use them to compete. And what I want them to do is start building up other girls in the back. So Ruka's injured, which is why she's not a part of those girls. You know what I'm saying? Ivy could have been in there as well. You could have put a lot of people in that match. They could have had a bit more, made that tournament just a little bit bigger, and they could have filled the show up with a bunch of tournament qualifying matches, and they didn't have to be long matches. It could have been just some quick, easy 1, 2, 3s, but they get enough exposure to be able to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Electra's another one, right? So you have plenty of people to choose from. These are just the people you consider to be the top girls. Which, go off, sis. Live your best life. I would have appreciated a tournament. Well, you're getting a tournament, but it's not going to be the way that it should be. It's going to be the way they want it to be. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I will go live tomorrow and talk to you guys. We got a couple more pay-per-views in between here. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to run it back and give us King and Queen of the Ring and then put it here in the States in June. They may or they may not. Even if they don't, we got another pay-per-view to look forward to. Like I said, Night of Champions is on the 27th of May, which is in 3 weeks. Okay. The first match for Night of Champions is booked. This is on a Saturday. It's usually going to be around 12 o'clock when this comes on because over in Jeddah, it's like the next day. Okay. If that makes sense. And then you have the other match for Night of Champions already booked as well. Seth Rollins has earned his slot as the final competitor, one of the final competitors for the championship. And next, in this Friday coming up, these 6 men here will compete to determine who is going to go up against Seth freaking Rollins to be the first ever world heavyweight champion of the new modern era. All right. I meant like qualifying matches. Okay. So again, like I said, next week we're gonna finish out the tournament. Next week you will just know who the girls are gonna be going up against for the tag team championships. And then Friday, Roman Reigns is returning to SmackDown, probably to chew out his cousins for losing the titles again for a second time and allowing them to go to Monday Night Raw. And then on Monday Night Raw, Gunther is going to make his debut. I don't know who he's going to be going up against, but he's going to make his debut. The tournament is set, and we will decide who the finals will be by Monday. We'll know. Other than that, that's all I got, and I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming through. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.